Yep, the fire and acid damage prevent the regeneration on the troll, which was it's lucky that Nash knows a lot of fire stuff.
I guess the idea is because the damage just keeps going, so it negates their healing. I mean, just for flavor,
It's until
not.
the start of the turn, and the only one that wasn't damaged was Gloria. She didn't take fire damage, but she wasn't You weren't damaging her either. You were just running. So proved wise in the end.
Gotta know when to walk away and know when to run.
Plus, she had serious rock
I
chucking
like the
skills.
I like the high five moment. It's all yours, Varel. Varel's like, you're like, so
Trying to
hell.
RP. He didn't try to high five poor Stanley.
Yeah, hopes the
Hand
boss.
sticking out of the boulders. It's the only thing we
High
can see of
five!
Stanley.
We're doing it, man. We're doing it, Stanley.
Little finger twitch is all we get.
Yeah. All right, we're ready. We're good. Here, let me start it back up. All right, we're back for part 2. Bo, we're back.
All right, so Jalver looks to you and says, "If you follow me, we'll get you all patched up." And he begins walking towards a door to the north side of the room, and 2 guards open up the door, and he walks through it, and he looks back and beckons you to follow.
Stanley's gonna give a audible groan as he pulls himself up. Nothing's moving right.
Yeah, you're really feeling it still. Does the party follow?
Yes.
Yeah, hope we'll wait for everyone to start moving and then she'll move with them.
No.
As it is the lady's prerogative. And so the 4 of you make your way following Jalver through the northern door. And then you again are in a stone passage, and you make a right and make another left deeper into this underground complex. And finally, he opens a door and walks into a room where you see that there is a desk, a large writing desk, and several bookshelves and tables with candles lit upon them. And he moves to the desk and he sits down upon the desk. And there's an envelope there. He opens it and he begins reading the contents of whatever's on the paper. And then he looks up and he says, "Please come in."
All right, hope we'll walk in.
Then he, as you guys enter into the room, he looks to his desk, and then there's a sort of skull on his desk, and he picks up the skull, and he looks at it, and he speaks to it. He says, "Please bring refreshments and attendants to see to the care of our guests." He puts the skull down, and then he motions towards chairs in the room. There's a sofa and a few sort of executive-looking wooden chairs. "Please make yourselves comfortable. You've endured a great battle and deserve rest."
Stanley's gonna hobble over to the sofa and lay down on it.
"I'm very pleased with the results of your combat. I had not that much faith that you would pass this trial. Congratulations on your victory, Lady Despair." He looks at you and nods.
Hope we'll nod back.
"So, to the task. My master, Tobacho, has something very important that he would like retrieved. And you have agreed to find this for him. I wasn't certain you'd be up to the task, but considering you faced down 4 of the mightiest trolls we were able to conjure, I think perhaps there's a chance you'll pull this off. A word of warning before we continue. This is your last chance to back out. But Tobacho does not tolerate failure. Should you make the attempt to retrieve this item and come up short, as they say, the consequences will not be good for you. So only continue on if you're sure you're equal to the task."
Hope we'll look back at all 3 of them and give him a look, looking for nods.
I mean, Nash is in real bad shape, but he'll go do whatever we need to do.
Well, I was very impressed with your bravado in the fight. What did you say your name was? It was Nash Maggard of the Solar Mines, or was it Nuts Phenom?
For our purposes, let's just stick with Nuts Phenom.
Well, I saw you miming some rude gestures to the opponents in the heat of battle.
Some of that was involuntary. Hey, real quick though, this item you're looking for, it's perchance not a dildo with an umbrella at the end, is it?
No, I'm afraid not.
Okay, just checking.
Do you know where such a thing would be?
I mean, I had a, I don't remember where it is now. Didn't I get rid of it? What happened to it? What did
It's
I
in
do?
your inventory. You were going to give it to Tabacho, but Hope instead gave her gun.
Oh, right.
You still have the umbrella.
It's just,
gun.
I'm just saying, it's just an unusual object that I'm familiar with, and thought perhaps that's what you were after. Think nothing of it.
Very well. So, let me dispense with all the mysteries. There is an item that we are searching for, a great gauntlet called Zorander's Fist. Now, it would not surprise me to hear that you have not heard of this item, for it's not of this world. It was an item created in a prime world called Dreth Teal. There are those who serve a great god of divine righteousness, Euphemius, through the Paladric Order of the Obsidian White. Zorander was slain in a battle with demons upon his world, and Zorander's fist was brought here to the Outlands to be given to one of their great demonic generals of the Abyss. However, paladins of the Obsidian White intercepted their group and took it back for themselves. Since that time, there have been 7 or 8 skirmishes across the Outlands, with one side getting the better of the other and the fist moving back and forth upon the plains. Now, we don't know what exactly is so valuable about Zorander's fist, but Tobacho knows an opportunity when he sees one, and he would like the fist for himself. So we need a team of solid bashers to go in, seize the fist, and return it here to Sigil, to Tobacho. Tobacho's spindles tell us that it has likely been stationed somewhere because movements across the Outlands have been dangerous. Although we're not quite sure if the paladins have it or if the demons have it at this time. But we need you, once we have the location, to go in, seize the fist for yourself, and extract back here.
Do you
Any
know what it
questions?
looks like?
We have not seen it firsthand, but reports tell us that it is an opulent piece of metallic armor, plate, to be worn on a fist. The particularities of its design are unknown, but if it's for Euphemius, it is likely emblazoned in white and gold and probably has some kind of symbolism uh, associated with this god to it. Depictions of the sun, most likely. Is this the kind of job that you can accept, oh Lady Despair and the Rambunctious Bunch?
We've been through worse. Now, where would we start? Where would we contact the demons and the paladins?
Well, the first thing that we need to do is find out where it is. And while I don't have the answer to that, we have one here who might. And then he motions his hand over to a wall behind him, and you see that there's a little panel, and then he presses a button on the panel, and then the stone wall begins pulling up behind him, half the wall. And hear stone on stone kind of go, and it opens up into a window. And there's a darkened room inside, and it has a figure, looks like tied by hands, legs, and chest to a chair, and the figure has a bag over his head. Now, we have someone here who might be able to help us with this. We haven't begun questioning him for real yet. Perhaps you would care to assist us in finding out what this particular priest knows. This is Bishop Stevius Ridley. One of our associates kidnapped him and brought him here. And we have an agent in place known as a changeling. Have you heard of a changeling before? We have a changeling in his place who looks and talks like him so as not to arouse suspicions. They don't know he is missing. But Bishop Stevius here is a well-renowned priest in Sigil for devotion to the god Euphemius. Would you care to question him?
Hope will look back at the group, wondering what the consensus is.
I mean, it doesn't sound like a difficult part of the process. We just have to ask questions.
Hope will look at Nash and shake her head slowly.
I can take care of that. I can do it.
As you say that, some attendants come in. The first attendant has a platter full of fruits and meats on them. And then the two more attendants walk in, and they appear to be medical personnel. And they walk in, and Jalbert says, would anyone care for the assistance of our lovely medical professionals?
Stanley will just raise his hand.
Okay, and these two women, they walk up to you and they put a bib on you, one of them, and the other one takes a potion and motions for you to drink from the potion, but she's going to hold it for you like you're a child.
Okay, I'll drink.
Okay, and you drink from the flask, and she urges you. You kind of have had enough, but she urges you to keep drinking, and you recover the fullness of your hit points doing that.
Hey.
Nice.
Anyone else?
Can I get that too?
Sure. Please help Mr. Phenom here. And they put a bib on you, and then they encourage you just to take the potion. This is a large flask, and encourage you to drink it. It
Okay.
tastes tangy, like overly tart orange juice,
Okay.
but it's still refreshing, and you recover all of your hit points.
Oh, that feels good. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyone
Well-
else?
While it may hurt my pride, I am a professional. I will take the drink.
Okay, so the two attendants motion for you to sit down on the couch.
I do.
They put a bib on you, and they feed you from this giant flask of tart orange juice-like substance, and you recover all of your hit points. Thank you, girls. You may leave now. And the tray gets left on the desk, and the three women leave the room, closing the door behind them.
Perhaps a pincer attack. One, embodies kindness, invades their mind with sweet thoughts. The other plays hard and goes for the gonads with a knife.
Goes for the
Hope will
gonads.
smile a little at that.
I think that sounds like the proper approach. Although, if possible, I'd like to go in alone first. Is he able to see that we're all observing him right now? He's got a
No.
bag over his head, right?
He's got a bag over his head, but still, to your question, he says, "This is a one-way mirror, or perhaps it's two-way mirror. I forget what the correct wordage is, but basically, on one side it's a mirror, on the other side it's a window through which we can observe. It's the latest in window technology here in Sigil. Quite expensive."
Let me go in there and see what I can do by myself. See if perhaps we can catch him off guard with, as you said, royal kindness. If that doesn't work,
Toyota!
Toyota. My mistake.
Jalver doesn't smile, but his eyes are smiling at this interaction.
It's fine. It's the person who already knew. All right. I'll go in and talk to him. If not, if this doesn't work, we can send Hope or someone else in there to put the fear into him.
Just leave here and make your way around the corner down the hall. You'll find the door.
All right. I'm going to go.
All right, so you exit the room, closing the office door behind you, move down the hallway, and then as you look down, you see there are two large orcs on either side of the door to where you're supposed to go in. They look at you and they go,
I'm here to speak with the prisoner.
"Go on ahead."
Right. Go in.
All right, so you open the door, and you see that it's very dark in the room, and you close the door behind you, and you can't make out much. You're going to have to light a torch or some sort of light. It's very dark in here. Although you do have dark vision, so you actually can see just fine in a way.
Do I see that there are torches or anything like that?
There are torches. There's a table of candles.
Okay. I'll press the digitatum all to light.
All right, you light up the room, and the person sitting in the chair is sort of shaking. There's this nervousness. The body's sort of fidgeting. And you hear, "Hello? Who's there?"
I go over. I'm going to pull the bag off of his head.
And you see this face. It's got like a beard. It looks kind of like mine, just this bearded face. It has this moppy head that is like, there's a big bald spot on the top, but it's like bowl cut all around. And it just looks at you with fear, like, I've got nothing of value. Please leave me. Oh, may Euphemius have mercy upon my soul."
Well, I think that's where we disagree. You do have something of value to us. But I think it might be your lucky day, friend. I think I might be able to help you out. I think we may be able to assist you.
Please let me go.
As of right now, that's not an option. But if you help me, I can ensure that nothing but good will come of this. First of all, what's your name, friend?
I'm Bishop Stevius Ridley. I've been in his service all my life.
And who is he?
The great Euphemius. Divine justice itself. The hand of righteousness. His glory and beauty only those worthy can gaze upon, while the rest of us serve Euphemius with every breath that we take.
How do you serve him?
We serve him by cleansing the realms of evil and bringing order to chaos.
Do you know why they took you?
I don't know why they took me. I'm just a bishop. I talk to parishioners and counsel people on matters of the heart and the soul about what the right thing to do is, in the hopes that they can live fulfilling lives in the light of Euphemius. Simply take his hand, and he will guide you to glory. Are you a believer in Euphemius, sir?
I'm a believer in right and wrong. I see a man in your predicament, and I see a person who's not in a place they should be.
Then unbind me and let me walk away. I implore you, do what is right, sir.
Well, unfortunately, it's not that simple. If I were to do that, you would likely be killed, myself as well, all my friends and
Oh,
allies.
who would kill me? You've kidnapped me. If you let me go, then I won't die.
What do you
Deliver
know
me.
about Zorander's fist?
Who?
Insight check.
Okay.
It's going to be a 15.
Um, he looks pretty nervous. You get the sense that you need to question him more.
Zorander's fist is, as I understand it, a religious relic to your followers. Are you suggesting that as the bishop of your order, you're not familiar with such an important relic?
There are many relics in the order halls. We have many items that few are allowed to see, let alone have knowledge of. I am but a lowly bishop. It's perhaps such a thing exists, but I don't I don't know of it.
Friend, if you're going to lie to me, getting you out of here is only going to prove impossible.
It's an intimidation roll. Are you intimidating him?
Sure, I'll roll it. Let's see how it goes. It's an 18.
I look, please. I throw myself at your mercy. I am but a lowly bishop who has no knowledge of such things. Please let me leave, and I will pray for your soul to bring it to redemption.
I'm gonna move to where I'm right in front of him, and I'm gonna place my arms on his shoulders in a friendly gesture,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to have my eyes flare silver, and I'm gonna begin
Oh,
using my feat of enthralling performance. And so I'm going to look at him and I'm going to say, friend, let me tell you what I believe. I believe in your justice. I believe in your absolute right. And I believe that there are forces out there acting against us that we must fight against. And there is no good, no true good greater than securing these artifacts, these holy symbols of our faith and unity, and bringing it back into the fold as a showing of our power that we will not falter when evil rises up against us. You sit here before me bound, but your spirit cannot be chained. Aid me, my friend. Aid me, and I will sing the praises of your cause. I will rally to your aid, and I will ensure that this relic winds back in your hands.
you done?
Yep, that's a minute, I
So
think.
yeah. So
It's about a minute.
so first of all, give yourself inspiration.
Oh, look at that.
Nice.
Boom! I remembered.
Oh, weren't we
Second of
supposed
all,
to give ourselves inspiration today? I forgot. Like, didn't you say last
well,
week?
let's hold off.
All
on
right.
it. I don't want to devalue. I don't want to devalue John's inspiration because
Right.
that was legit.
I don't either. That was good.
Yeah. Let's see here. So enthralling performance. What does that mean for the character? or the NPC?
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 17. And if he fails, he's charmed for an hour. And he sees me as just amazing. He sees me as his best friend.
Well, let me look at what Charmed actually does, but I'm no doubt you're right. Let me just.
Well, the literal description of charm is different than what the spell says it does.
No, it's a feature, and yes, it does
Yeah.
more. Like I
Yeah,
understand that it
so
does
what
more.
it says is while charmed in this way, the target idolizes you, it speaks glowingly of you to anyone who talks to it, and it hinders anyone who opposes you, although it avoids violence, unless it was already inclined to fight on your behalf.
Although it avoids violence, yeah, okay. I just want to get it right, okay? If it witnesses you. Okay, perfect. So his eyes appear to dance as you do your speech, and he appears lulled and wooed by it, and he goes, "You believe in justice too,
I do.
and you want this relic to preserve it to save the oncoming conflict.
Yes.
Then we are of the same side.
We are.
And please unbind my ropes. I cannot feel my legs or my arms. I mean no trickery or guile. I'm scared. And now that I'm near you and the light of your grace, I don't feel scared anymore.
If we are to secure the relic, we are but pinpoints of light surrounded by darkness. We must keep up the ruse. We must let them think that they have extinguished us, even though they have not.
So this is part of the ruse.
Yes.
All right. With advantage, persuasion, please. Or deception, excuse me. Deception.
Let's see. For deception, that is going to be a 28.
Okay, then I shall remain in these ropes and play my part. But to you, and he looks around, he looks at the mirror suspiciously. Is there anyone listening who shouldn't be listening?
There were. I have had to send them away, so we must speak quickly. And if they send anyone else, tell them nothing that you told me.
Okay, another deception roll, please. With advantage.
Let's see. That's going to be a 33.
Jeez.
That's a made up number. 33. Jesus. What's the point of even rolling?
Yeah.
All right. Very well then. So Zorander's fist you were asking me about. You
Yes.
wanted to know. Yes, I can tell you. We have it. The Obsidian White has it, which is us.
That is good.
There
Though
were
I think-
skirmishes.
Go on.
There were skirmishes, many of them, in the Outlands. Our men fought bravely. For every paladin that fell, 100 demons fell before him. But the hordes of the Abyss are endless, and we do not have protections in the Outlands as we do here in Sigil. When we finally recaptured Zorander's fist, the paladins retreated to the White Tower. And there, the item will be kept secure until passage can be secured to Mount Celestia, and it is forever out of the reach of the demons.
It is imperative that we keep this information away from others.
Yes.
Is there a way? What is the easiest way for me to get to the White Tower and warn them of the attack?
There's no easy way at this moment. It is under siege by demonic forces. We can't get word in or out of the tower, but the tower is holding strong. We are looking to secure passage to Mount Celestia straight from the White Tower, but we haven't figured out a way yet.
Do you know of any other methods that we could get in, any alternative routes, any ways around this demonic horde?
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, the White Tower does not have any doors or entrances. Only beings whose souls are pure good may pass through the walls of the tower.
Forgive me because I am not extremely familiar with this. I have had to, as I said, act from the shadows in favor of good.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is the case, what means would they use to attack it? I know they plan to take the tower, but if it's protected in such a way, how could they possibly achieve a victory?
There is no corner of the imagination that the Horde of the Abyss will use to try and rend the White Tower. They throw catapult rocks at it and trebuchet things, and hordes of winged beasts attack at the brick and try and remove it piece by piece. Their numbers are endless. It's only a matter of time before they find a way into the tower and desecrate its holy magics. So they have no way to get in traditionally other than to bulldoze it down. And I realized that as a fantasy character, there are no bulldozers, so I wouldn't know that word. But you get the idea.
I understand. I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that this does not come to pass. We will not let that relic fall into the demon's hands.
And so who do you work for? I mean, of course, Euphemius, but do you have a master whose orders are you're following? Who
As I
are
said,
you?
we work in secret. The less you know, the better. I don't know what methods they are going to bring down upon you, friend. I urge you to stay strong for whatever is next. They can't know that I talked to you about this.
Well, there's something else you should know,
Yes.
just between us.
Okay.
The fist is sealed away in an arcane box. So even if the enemy were to get it, they would not be able to get the fist without its key.
Do we know who holds the key?
Why, yes, the High Cleric of Euphemius here in Sigil, his divinity, Butar Thrun. He possesses the key. He wears it upon his neck. So should the White Tower fall and Zorander's fist be surrendered to the Abyssal Lords, we can be assured, at the very least, they will not be able to attain its power or destroy it, as it's locked away in a box of divine design. Good will overcome evil this day.
It will, friend. I'll clasp him on the shoulder again. It will. I'm going to have to cover your face back up and leave, but as I said, stay strong.
Wait, before you do that, do you know if my family is safe?
I can't honestly say, but I can certainly look in on them.
I have an aunt in the market district. She runs a shop of baubles and very slight magical trinkets for children. Please don't let anything happen to her.
What is her name?
Uh, and the DM Bo refers to his NPC name generator list. 1 second. I buried it somewhere. I have a great many folders to go through because I am OCD with folder structure. Sorry. All right. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. I hope this is a usable name.
His aunt.
Eulonis. My aunt Eulonis. Eulonis Rintley. And now let me make a note of that because sometimes I don't write these things down. Stevie has an aunt named Aunt Eulonis. Aunt Eulonis. I think that you get that from sitting on a dirty seat. Yes, please make sure my Aunt Eulonis is safe.
I will do what I can. I will stand up, grab the bag, pull it back over his head.
I'll be strong.
Hang in there, friend. I have great faith that you will get through this. And I will
May
give
his
him inspiration.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Gonna-
yeah, a bardic inspiration. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't know what he's going to use it for in the next couple minutes, but let's
I
let him
totally
feel
had
good
Newt
about it.
Gunray in my head, like, wait a minute, he can't do that. That must be illegal. I will make it legal.
All right, I leave.
And as you leave, he says, may the light of Euphemius's hand guide you.
And you, friend.
And you
Walk out
close the
the
door
door.
behind him, and the orcs kind of look at you like,
Just business as usual. Walk back into the room.
all right. And there you see the party who's been watching through the window, and Jalver, who's nodding and says, interesting powers you have there.
But we got what we needed.
I'll have to keep that in mind if we're ever on opposite sides of a conflict. To make
Let's
sure
hope that does
put-
not wind up being the case for you.
that putting a gag on you would be the first thing to do. So, the White Tower. And a key. And he strokes his chin. He goes, the High Cleric Butar Thrun has the key. Tobacho wants the fist. Do you have any thoughts on how to obtain the fist, given this new information?
Well, first we need to get a way into the tower. I don't know if we'd be able to get in by ourselves.
The tower definitely seems to pose a problem. However, maybe we could solve the Order's own problem by providing them a way out. Provide them a method to get the artifact to Mount Celestia, and instead steal it on the transit.
I like your thinking. That hadn't occurred to me. But to do that, you'd have to pose as paladins of the Obsidian White. Is that something we can do?
Not necessarily easily. We don't even know what one looks like. My first question would have been, is that something you could provide us means with?
I unfortunately don't have any suits of peladric armor within our inventory. We'd have to collect those. Or find some other means displaying such things. If there was an illusionist among you and your magical knowledge, that could prove to be useful.
What if I performed such deeds of great charity that my soul became pure light and I could enter the tower?
An interesting thought, but if your soul became pure good, would you still be able to carry out the mission? one can't reconcile stealing something which does not belong to you as a good deed. The gods will see through that.
Hmm.
I do have a suggestion.
Well, you know this place better than us.
Well, it seems as though you can't pass through the walls of the White Tower without a soul of good. But there are ways to circumnavigate walls. Yes? Do you know of any?
We've dug tunnels before.
Ah, you're on the right track. But what of teleportation?
I have some means to pass through magically. Though I could only take one person with me at a time.
It also sounds as if the armies of hell surround the gates, so we can't simply just walk up through an army of demons to enter into the White Tower. And they're certainly, as strong as you are, I don't think you'll be able to defeat an entire army, the four of you. And if anything, this army in conflict proves as a good distraction for our heist. So we don't want to discourage the demons from attacking the White Tower. Have you ever heard of the term teleshoot?
I can't say that I have.
It's simple, but if you take the word, do you know what parachuting is?
Yes, I'm familiar with the phrase. Term.
Well, teleshooting is where you jump from a great height, and instead of deploying whatever they call that thing, what do they call that thing?
Parachute.
A parachute. Instead of deploying a parachute, which is a big cloth that helps slow your fall, you teleport once you're near the ground. What if we were to drop you on top of the tower, and instead of landing on its roof, you teleport inside?
That's some cool magic.
Are you able to teleport now, Nash?
No. Not in
You
the.
gave that up?
I think I did. Hold on.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I did
Well,
give that up.
if you do not have access to this magic directly, we can procure scrolls of spellcasting for this mission. You just have to take great care to not lose the papers in your hand while you're falling out of the sky. But it could be done. Yes?
Yes, that could be done.
So what do we need? We need scrolls of teleportation.
Do we feel that the resistance we're going to encounter in the tower is more preferable to attaining the armor and trying to steal it in transit?
Well, what do you suggest about that plan? We're spitballing here.
Well, he seemed very desperate in their means to move the item. Seems like anything that could provide means would be looked at fondly, as long as they had faith that it was going to go to the right place. I don't know what sorts of transportation would typically be used for such a thing, but we do have access to a flying dragon. I think you can still do that, right, Nash?
Mm-hmm.
Nuts phenom.
Sorry.
Oh.
Yes. I, Nuts
Nuts.
Phenom, confirm. We have access to a dragon.
There's a horde of demons surrounding the White Tower, according to Stevious's statements. The dragon would surely be noticed, and the demons have flying beasts with which to counter an aerial assault of that nature. What of this cave? You mentioned that you could dig a cave for Toyota. You spoke of a cave. What if you dug a cave and provided false respite for the paladins to move underground? How long would it take you to dig such a passage and not to be noticed by the demon horde?
That would be nuts department, but I believe it was a rather slow process and depended on the type of earth. However, I must say I am intrigued by this war of demons and paladins. Could we not let the two destroy each other? Turn off the Radiant Tower and let it all go to hell.
Their battle is eternal. There's no way to end this battle. If that's what you mean. You live now amongst the heavens. This is the outer planes of all creation. And the powers that be fight with one another eternally. If there was resolution to be had betwixt the gods, they would have achieved it long ago. But these are skirmishes upon the outlands, and we're not going to the realm of the gods, because there we could not exist in subterfuge. They have all-seeing, all-knowing presence within the realms under their control.
I mean, I like the idea of dropping into the tower and just teleporting directly, but there does become a question of how are we going to get back out?
Through the same method, we can create magic. We can give you a scroll that would create a magical gravity well that would shoot you back into the sky, where we would
Man.
collect you. The one problem with this plan is we'll need an airship.
Oh, that's all. Okay. Just an airship.
Yeah. Dirigible?
Yeah.
Now,
Blimp.
I know where we can procure a fully crewed airship on short notice, and it would be quite expensive. Although money is no object in this case to Tobacho, it's simply who we must do business with that is of concern. Small concern. Unless you wish to go with the tunnel plan, which also sounds that it could yield results for us. To be a false respite to the paladins and then slaughter them when their backs are turned. Take the fist for ourselves.
I think I would prefer to get in and get out as quietly and with as little conflict as possible.
Nuts Phenom.
Mm.
You have a pensive look upon your face. I wish to hear your thoughts.
Here's all you need to know about me. I follow the queen.
Well, then what does Lady Despair say? She is the brains behind your operation.
Hope will almost imperceptibly shake her head and then go, we get in, we get out as fast as possible. We don't have much time to waste here.
That sounds like a vote for the airship plan.
Sounds like we're going to need scrolls and an airship.
Now, another question for you. If we secure the package first, it will make it difficult to obtain the key from High Cleric Butar Thrun. It sounds like it will be a difficult contraption to open without it. If we secure the box and they become aware of it, that key will go into deep hiding. If we could somehow obtain the key first and then assault the White Tower, seems to me would be the proper order of things. But I defer to you. You're the one who has to deliver the object to Tobacho.
What is the power of this device?
It is unknown to us. We simply know that the demons and paladins fight over it. Perhaps Stevius could answer this question for you. We do know someone who was interested in procuring the fist. That is our interest in it.
So your goal is not to add it to a collection, you intend to sell or trade it.
Perhaps the deal is still good. It's quite an expensive opportunity.
I would imagine so if it's worth potentially earning the ire and attention of both the demons and the paladins.
They can't touch us here
And why is that?
because this is Sigil, and this is the hive, and Sigil runs on Tobacho's say so. They're so busy fighting one another over ideological differences, principles, that they soon bore of those of us who have malleable alignments and philosophies.
Well, what say the rest of you? I think my vote is we go in from the top, maybe get the key first.
Agreed.
We can work on that while you secure the airship and the scrolls.
Sorry, you say going from the top?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
drop shoot or whatever you called it.
The drop
Yeah.
shoot, yeah.
You can't do that without the airship.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we said we'll do that, and then while you're procuring, or yeah, we'd plan
We'll
for
get
that
the
while you
key.
get the thing.
Oh, you'll get the key while we secure the things. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Sorry, I misunderstood. My bad. Yes, well, I can secure any equipment that you'll need. Give me a list. We will take care of paying for it for you. But should you fail in this mission, it'll be on your tab.
If we fail in this mission, I don't imagine we're going to be coming back.
Well, that's possible. Tell me, what do you need? He gets out a book, as the DM is doing. He gets quill and dips it into an ink. What do you need to get this done?
Well, we'll definitely need the airship and a reliable crew that is going to maintain the position so that we can pull this off.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to need 4 scrolls of Dimension Door,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a spell I'm not familiar with, whatever the other one you had suggested for a means of pickup. And actually, we will need the ability to teleport back up through, so we better make it 8 scrolls of Dimension Door.
It's already very expensive, what you're asking, and Jalver does not flinch or react to anything you've asked so far. 8 scrolls of Dimension Door, 4 scrolls of Gravity Reversal.
We need a way to disguise ourselves to get close to even grabbing that key.
You need disguises for the current mission. Do you know of a man named Lohar?
Oh. Perhaps we do.
It's a serious question.
Yes, we're familiar with him.
He opens up a cupboard and he pulls out a little like scroll with, and then he has a seal on it, like a wax seal, with a sort of a dragon face on it. He puts the scroll up and hands it out. He says, "Give this to Lohar, and he will see to whatever you need." For disguises. Someone take it.
I'll take it.
Okay. All right. So add that to your inventory. It's the Lohar membership or something.
We believe in the Stanley Omni inventory.
Basically, just write a little note to it that you'll get whatever you want, and you won't have to pay for it. And it has Tobacho's seal on it. Good disguises. What else do you need?
Do we know what the key looks like? If we could somehow replace it with a fake one, we could keep it secret longer that maybe we've stolen it.
We'd have to ask that of Stevius. But it did say he wore it, that High Cleric Butar Thrun wore it around his neck. So perhaps a medallion of some kind. Now, Euphemius is famous. His most common sigil, not to be confused with sigil, the name of where we are, is that of the sun shining bright on the horizon to show that there's a new day and the birth of righteousness comes each and every morning. Probably in the shape of a sun, if I had to guess. What else do you need? Weapons, magical sources, spell keys.
We've heard about these spell keys before. Will our magic work there?
The obsidian white tower should be far enough on the periphery that you won't feel any of its adverse effects. Mostly when you enter into a realm of one of the gods is when your magic becomes altered or even diminished. And you will need a spell key to circumvent this. However, spells of a high nature, 7th, 8th, ninth level spells, are not likely to work where the obsidian white tower is. Is that a concern?
That won't be a concern.
Very well.
If you
Well-
have ranged weapons that do more damage than this, I'll take one or two.
What about the gun that you gave as a gift?
It's useless without any ammo in it.
What does this ammunition look like?
Small, it's flat on one end, it pointed on the other. The tip is explosive.
So a bullet.
Hope will kind of stop and then nod.
We have knowledge of such things here. Your world of Earth is not widely known, but those of us old enough remember the great dragon flights who traveled to that realm to go die. And they had things called bullets. I have a few here, and he points his hand to a shelf, and you see in sort of a case there's a couple of bullets in a glass case. Are these not the very thing?
Yes, those are them. If got bullets, I could use the gun.
Well, these are mine, but I can employ some gnomes to manufacture bullets for you.
Hope will nod. Pretty happy about this.
So we'll loan you Tobacho's collection of guns.
Much obliged.
They must be returned upon coming back. What else do we need for this heist?
Does anyone else?
We'll need
anything?
rations. We'll need sleeping bags, rope, adventuring gear.
Rope. How much rope?
50 feet.
Yep. Makes it real easy.
Well, I don't know how much rope you guys use. You might need 200 or 500 or 1,000.
Give
50
us
will do.
Give us 4 lengths of 50-foot rope.
Is there anything?
I have rope. I don't need more.
Is there anything else anyone needs?
No. Varel?
Pharrell, you've been quiet.
Toyota.
Sorry, Toyota. What do you
You've
need?
been quiet.
I will discuss my thoughts after our meeting.
That man needs a weapon. What weapon do you use? You would have been way more proficient with a blade of some kind in that battle against the trolls.
Yes, well, one is yet to prove itself to me.
Oh, you ask your weapons to prove themselves.
I do.
What if a weapon proved itself to another, and it was bestowed upon you as a gift?
As long as it's not my enemy's weapon, because that has failed.
Well, I'm no enemy.
This is true.
I have a weapon I think you might like. And he walks over to a drawer, I'm sorry, not a drawer. Yeah, it's a drawer, I guess. I guess is it a drawer? You know, it has two doors that you
Cabinet.
open. It's a cabinet. It's like for place for clothes. It looks more like, I want to say like a boudoir or something. I don't know if that's the right word, but
Closet?
yeah, something like that.
A wardrobe?
Yes, there it is. Wardrobe. He walks over to a wardrobe.
I'll
And
take
he
that
vanishes into
inspiration. Thank
Narnia.
you.
All right, you can get inspiration for that. There you go. All right, so he opens up the wardrobe, and inside you see a rather large claymore. There's a big giant sword, sort of hanging up inside. And he says, "Now this is a prized possession of mine. I will want it back."
What is
But
its name?
its name is Shatter. I use this blade to slay an angel.
Shatter the Angel Slayer.
Mm-hmm. From a previous period in my life, before I came to serve Tobacho, I was a general in a great army. But I prefer to spend my days as a human now.
Concerning. But your gift is welcome. I will wield Shatter the Angel Slayer in the name of Toyota.
Very good, then take it. Are you taking it? You
Oh,
said yes,
I hefted away.
All right, so add a +2. I don't know what the exact nomenclature, it might be greatsword in there, but a +2 two-handed sword.
Hot damn.
And you can rename it to Shatter. I don't have a specific thing made up for that in D&D Beyond. Nuts Phenom.
Yes.
Do you require anything?
All right, quick table talk. I can't think of anything I need. Am I being dumb and blind to something that I'm just not thinking of? I have
They
my
might
focus.
have magic scrolls that you could use so you're not wasting slots or anything. So you could have, I guess, extra magic to use.
No, you had that. We both had that really awesome ring.
Rings of spell storing, they're called.
Yeah.
There's rings of. I mean,
Oh,
just so
right.
This is like the kind of movie where it's like it's Mission Impossible or something, and the rich guy's like, "What do you need to do this job?" So you can just kind of ask for things and see if you can get it. So if you want something that you just couldn't normally get your hands on, it might be a good opportunity.
I'll
to
ask
ask
him.
for something.
I'll ask him for one of those rings of storing if he has it. I like that.
All right, he writes down. I'll see if I can procure a ring of spell storing for you.
Oh, and a magic blade like a dagger or something
A magical
that can fit
dagger.
in my boot. Yeah.
Any particular magic, or just made of mithril or some such metal?
Plain damage.
Plain damage.
Just regular damage.
Okay, I think I understand. Any other requests?
No.
Well, between here and now, if you do think of anything else, please let me know and I will do my best to make it available to you.
Thank
So
you.
it sounds as though the operation will go thusly. You will infiltrate the temple here in Sigil of Euphemius to steal the medallion that hangs upon the neck of High Cleric Butar Thrun. Hopefully, you do so in such a way that he's not alerted to it being missing. Now that I think of it, perhaps we need some sort of replacement?
Yes.
Replacement medallion. Upon securing the key, I will obtain an airship. We will deploy the airship into the skies above Outland. There you will have your scrolls of Dimension Door so that you can teleshoot into the White Tower. Once in the White Tower, you will locate Zorander's Fist and then teleport out and back to the airship and back to safety. Here in the Hive. Deliver the item to Tobacho, and then Tobacho will honor his deal to you and show you a portal to Earth. Very well.
Not just show us, let us use it.
Of course. You will be able to use the portal to Earth as you see fit to return home. Very well and good. He closes up his book. I have my tasks to do, and Lady Despair and the rambunctious rascals have their tasks.
Hope frowns a little. She dies inside a bit.
Keep in mind that time is of the essence. At any time, Zorander's fist could be moved. So make haste in collecting your new clothes from Lohar and securing the medallion. Make sure that the High Cleric, Buntar Thrun, does not know it's missing, or they will move the fist.
Oh, and one more thing. We need to be able to leave the hive. We need to be able to move in and out of it freely. We can't be stopped by guards.
Oh, you speak of the harmonium posts. And he digs through his drawers again. And he pulls out a writ. It looks like a bunch of text written in common, has Tobacho's seal on it. And he says, give this to the guards. Now, if the guards give you trouble, walk away and find a new outpost. Not all of them are savvy about what the chant is. Don't fight with them. If any guards give you a hard time, just move to a different exit. There are hundreds of exits to the hive, and they lose their minds trying to guard them all. You'll find our agents inevitably at one of them. Very good. He snaps his book shut. Then let's be about our business. And said business will happen next week.
Embarking on a new
Yeah, we got a
phase.
heist film next week.
Yeah,
We do.
very heisty. I'm excited about that. All right.
As long as you guys are good, killing good guys.
Well, that's the goal, right?
Or you can non-lethal.
Yep, that's the goal.
It's all perspective anyway.
It's all yeah. It's all a matter of perspective. Exactly.
Flex with my alignment.
Who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys? Nobody knows. All right. Well, here's what you need to do, dear listeners. You need to check in next week. And if you're hearing this on audio and going, man, I sure wish I could be there live. We do it every Sunday at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. You just show up here and boom, you're part of the family. And you can watch us live and look at our dumb faces while we do it. And if you're at home thinking, man, I sure wish there was a cool way to support these guys, there's that too. All you got to do is head on over to There Will Be Done. Oh, sorry, what? Yeah. What? Yeah.
Level up to level 10.
Oh, geez.
Oh,
Jeez. Level 10.
there it is.
I can leave the starting area. This is great.
Gosh.
Well done.
Forgot.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, level 10. So,
Tenify yourselves.
yeah. So there's that. That's exciting. Hey, support us over at therewillbedungeons.com. Be a Dungeon Plus supporter and get in there now and be a part of that, because there's rad stuff being shipped to you, sent to you, mailed to you, and otherwise given to you because you are supporters of the show. If you have any confusion about what all that includes, it's easy. Just go over there and check it out. Therewillbedungeons.com. That includes a monthly bonus show, and you get those earlier than anyone else does. So it's a great way to support the show, and we love you for it. Thanks everybody who already does. That is going to do it for us. Go to therewillbedungeons.com for anything else you may be looking for from us. For me, for Kyle, for Kristen, for John, for Bo, and for all of you. We'll see you next time.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Yes. Get more at frogpants.com.
And it's Frog Pants Sexy Time.
Wow, I like that.